Here's my stance on this topic. I personally don't care if a movie is made to push toys. If the movie is good and original and has a lot of heart and passion put into it, then it's a good movie, regardless of why it exists.
You're not kidding on that front, Tug. Well, this is it. What's up, guys? Manist here, and welcome to my review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. What can I say about this masterpiece of a movie? A lot of things, actually. I mean, this movie is practically perfect in almost every way. Why, though? Well, let's go over what makes this movie amazing. Before we begin, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen this movie yet. Now, before we get started on the film, what's the story? The story is actually quite similar to one of the subplots of the original, nonsensical, god-awful 1993 movie, in which Mario and Luigi get transported into another dimension. Doesn't that sound familiar? Via a familiar-looking green pipe after trying to save Brooklyn from a burst water pipe. But they end up in two different places. Luigi ends up in the Darklands, and with the assistance of Princess Peach and Toad, Mario goes on an exciting journey to rescue his brother from the clutches of the evil Bowser. Let me just say right off the bat that I love the story. Yeah, it's simple, but that's what I like about it. Simple, but exciting. Now then, let's get into what makes this movie the best movie Illumination has ever done. First off, let's go over the characters and their voices. Now, let's get the obvious elephant in the room out of the way first and talk about Chris Pratt as Mario. This guy's voice as the character is absolutely top notch, and I'm really surprised with how many times he sounded like Charles Martinet, who of course was the original voice actor of Mario and Luigi in the games, until of course Kevin Afghani took over Mario, starting with Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Pratt absolutely carried the performance as Mario in this film, and his voice really suits the character well. Charlie Day also did a great job of voicing Luigi and captures that timid side of Luigi that we see in games like Luigi's Mansion so well. Anya Taylor-Joy also does a really good job voicing Princess Peach. It was definitely a really nice switch up from her in-game voice, which can get a little annoying after a while. Keegan-Michael Key's performance as Toad definitely got a chuckle out of me, as he manages to get that squeaky voice Toad usually has spot on. Seth Rogen's performance as Donkey Kong was also a real treat, as I had seen other movies that starred Rogen, such as the Kung Panda movies and Monsters vs. Aliens. I even like this little line he put in.
I'm sorry. Okay. Now you die.
Also, hearing his laugh definitely got a chuckle out of me. It was really surreal hearing Rogen in this movie, as he does a really solid job as Donkey Kong. And now, we've saved the best for last. Now let's talk about the man of the hour and the man with the absolute power, Jack Black as King Bowser.
I guess love really makes a guy come out of his shell.
Jack Black absolutely carried this movie for me. You can really tell that he had an absolute blast voicing Bowser, whether it be from his energetic line deliveries, to his incredible singing in the Peaches musical number, and the way how he makes his voice for the character a lot deeper and gruffer, which really fits him so well.
Just what I thought.
I give major props to this guy for putting on a great performance as the King of the Koopas himself. It was also really nice to hear Charles Martinet voice acting as a couple characters in this film, as Mario's dad and Giuseppe, using Mario's in-game voice. Unfortunately, this was the last time he got to hear his voice acting work, as earlier this year he stepped down from his voice acting work. So Martinet, you've done a really spectacular job at voice acting for nearly 40 years, and we will never forget what you did for us. I also need to mention the animation in this movie. The animation in this movie is beautiful. This is some of the best animation I think I've ever seen in an animated movie. The lighting is just so vibrant and colorful. And just look at the sets. The Mushroom Kingdom looks stunning. And just look at the down waterfalls in the secret passage. Oh my god. Okay, I over-exaggerated, but still. And look at how Rainbow Road looks. It's stunning. I give huge props to Illumination for putting everything into the animation. I also really like how they sort of redesigned the characters to fit their art style of the movie. Now, I know Lucky Tongue said that clashing breathtaking animation with cartoony character designs don't work, but I think it works really well here. I also really love how Princess Peach gets a chance to show what she can do in this movie. I know some people aren't too keen on this character reinvention, but I honestly love it. And if Daisy were to be in the sequel, then maybe have her be the more sassy character, almost like Daisy, or maybe Muff from Barney, since we already have a strong character. I also love her interactions with Mario. That one scene where she talks to Mario after he almost got the job really got a chuckle out of me, especially when Peach says,
Oh, so many. I was not good at it. Worse than you.
And then she gives him this cheesy smile. It was so funny. I also have to bring up the songs in this movie. We'll start with the licensed songs first. For me, my favorite out of all the inclusions was Take On Me. I constantly rewatched the scene with the song included over and over and over again, as Take On Me is definitely a very catchy song. I was also surprised that Thunderstruck was included, as it had been previously heard in films like Iron Man 2 and Planes, Fire and Rescue. For me, my first exposure to Thunderstruck was the latter, so it was definitely something. Holding Out For A Hero definitely had me hyped, and actually, my first exposure to the song was Shrek 2, where it was covered by Jennifer Saunders. I also tend to rewatch this scene with the song in it, as you definitely feel the need to root for Mario when he tries to do the course. The rest of the licensed songs in this movie were definitely nice inclusions. Now, let's talk about the only original song in this movie, Peaches. When I first heard this song, I thought it was a little bit weird, but after listening to this song over and over, it definitely grew on me. I could definitely see why it became a huge meme on the internet. Bowser's tenacious D singing style while singing the song was just an absolute treat, and it just goes to show how hard Jack Black goes when singing the song. But what has to be the best part of the whole movie, without question, is the music. Not the songs, but the actual soundtrack itself. The music in this movie is absolutely phenomenal, and it really helps that most of the music in this film makes references to most of the music in the original games, such as Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario World as examples. Koji Kondo's original themes were genuine classics, but this is still fantastic. In fact, my favorite piece of the music is the piece when Peach does the Mario Maker-like obstacle course. Like, just listen to it. The end credits theme comes in a close second, and third place comes in the final battle music. They're just that good. I was even surprised about the fact that both the Bowser's Fury theme and the DK rap from Donkey Kong 64 were featured in this film. That along with Take On Me being included were definitely something that took me completely by surprise. And of course, we can't forget about the insane amount of references all across the entirety of the movie, whether it be from the music notes to the little details hidden throughout the whole thing, like Bowser's wedding outfit being the same one he wore in Super Mario Odyssey. But I won't go into much detail about all the references, and that would take hours and hours on end to spot them all. Now, common criticism I see of this movie is that a lot of people say that it is too fast for their liking. I'm personally okay with it. Every good movie needs fast-paced moments to make it enjoyable, and that's what makes it enjoyable. But the only thing I really do not like about this movie, the one single-handed thing that rubbed me the wrong way was King Boo himself. Now, don't get me wrong, it was cool to see King Boo in the movie, but his movie design is awful. I mean, it almost looks as if he was added in at the last second or something just to add another guest cameo. Nintendo Land goes into great detail about King Boo's appearance in the film, so I'll leave that link in the description if you want more details. But that's it! King Boo is my only criticism, because the movie is still incredible as it is. And that might just be everything that I have to say in regards to this movie. From the way how it wasn't afraid to get dark in certain places, to how the humor was handled really well, to the absolute breathtaking animation and incredible music, it does so much right. But, before I end this review, there's one more thing I want to include in here. So, I reached out to my fans and asked them to give their thoughts on this film and compile them to show in this video. So, here are their thoughts.
Thank you, Cartoon Manist. Now, here is my review of the movie Super Mario Bros. Movie. When I'm watching this movie, I think the whole plot is super duper awesome. I like the characters like Mario, Luigi, Toad, Princess Peach, but my least favorite character is Bowser because he's so very evil and he really are a villain, so I don't like that character. No offense, guys. Anyway, I think the plot is so amazing, and my favorite character in the movie is Princess Peach, because when I saw her in the movie, she can turn into anything she can be. Like, she have fire powers and ice powers. I think this is so amazing. And I heard the songs from the similar movies like Shrek 2 of Holding Out for a Hero and Planes 2 Fire and Rescue of Thunderstrike. But my most favorite song is Peaches. Peaches, 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 I love you. Oh, I didn't mean it to sing out loud. Well, that's all for my review for Super Mario Bros. Movie. You have got to be kidding me.
What can we say about the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 2023? That it's awesome, a masterpiece, definitely one of Illumination's better movies. Yeah, that is true. So let's talk about it. Illumination definitely had a interesting history, hasn't it? You're telling me? I mean, some of their movies were just awkward. Yeah, that is true, but they definitely have been getting better, and ever since Mario agreed to work with Illumination for this, I think it was definitely worth it. You're telling me? It was like so cool. The story is simple, but it didn't have to be complex. I mean, how else are you gonna have a Mario movie? And I will say this, it's definitely better than the live action one. And if it weren't for that anime movie, well, this movie probably wouldn't have existed in the first place. Yeah, I mean, the animation was easily the best part of it. I mean, look how gorgeous it all looks. You're telling me? I mean, I haven't seen a movie this gorgeous. I mean, there are definitely some that do a lot more prettier, like Spider-Verse, Puss in Boots, just to name a few. Yeah, and it definitely does show that video game movies can be good, not just us in animation, but also live action. I know the movie wasn't live action, but I think this definitely helped the video game movie industry, alongside Sonic and Detective Pikachu. That is true, Isabel. Yep, and the characters are actually spot on as well, and they definitely improved a lot of mistakes that most of the characters had. Like, they turned Princess Peach from a damsel in distress to a full-on boss girl. I mean, that's impressive! Chris Pratt did a pretty good job as Mario as well. Not to mention, the voices are actually better than what people anticipated. A lot of people really did give Chris a hard time. Yeah, like, I know he's not perfect, but it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, that is true, Evie. And one thing's for sure, Jack Black was easily the best part. You're telling me his Peaches song got so popular? I mean, it's just meme-worthy at this point. Yeah, I think casting Jack Black as Bowser was the best thing ever. That, and all the other characters were really good too. Donkey Kong, Cranky, even the Blue Shell becoming a character? That is something. Yeah, that is very, very true, Yoshi. It is pretty shocking seeing what you can come out of this. So you know what? This Mario movie is definitely a masterpiece. And I'm really glad Illumination now has their act in the game now. Definitely a lot better than what's been happening recently with some other companies. Disney! Yeah, I'll say this. Illumination really has done themselves this time. Yep. And I really do look forward to seeing what else Illumination has planned. And let's just hope they can keep up the good work. I really hope the sequel pays off. Shh! Sorry. Anyways, thanks for letting us talk about this, CMA? Wait, what? Why'd you say that? Sorry, I meant the cartoon maintenance. Thank you for letting us talk about this movie. Back to you, buddy. Are you gonna revive your channel yet? It's not dead!
The Super Mario Bros. Movie is an absolutely phenomenal thrill ride from start to finish, and it is, in my opinion, Illumination's best movie. And that's kind of interesting for me to say, considering that Illumination is known for making some real stinkers. I'm looking at you, minions. But in all seriousness, this movie was still awesome, and honestly, no matter how well the upcoming migration will do for the company, I don't think they'll ever come close to the stakes that were hyped and built for this movie. The Super Mario Bros. Movie is, in my opinion, an absolute masterpiece. That was quite the video to make, but I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. This was a video that had been in the works for a long time now, and I'm finally glad I managed to get it out. I'd like to give a huge shout out to the people who took part in giving their thoughts out on this movie. Their names will appear on the screen right now. And here's some other people who gave their thoughts on the movie through comments. Thank you to those who did so well as well. In terms of upcoming videos, the 12 Days of Christmas series will be making a return. The Christmas special is moving along nicely, and in 2 days' time, something truly special and long awaited will be happening. Will that be, you may ask? Well, stay tuned. Thank you all so much for watching this long-ass review video. I'll see you all next time. Bye!